Hey everyone, it's Stella Grizont from Work Happier Weekly, where we're here to help you work happier and live better because you spend most of your waking hours at work and we've got to make them count. So today I want to talk to you about how do you get unstuck, especially if you're in a career rut. So every week I talk to people and it's you guys who inspire me for what the topic should be. And I spoke to three people in a row about how they were feeling stuck in their careers for a variety of reasons. One, having a miserable relationship with her boss. Another, feeling like she wasn't excited about her options and where she wanted to grow. She knew she wanted to grow, but she didn't know how or what she really wanted. And none of the options she saw really excited her. Maybe you're in a career rut because you sense you're not in the right place or even in the right career, and you don't know how to even pursue figuring out what you want. So, any of those, all of those, maybe something a little different. Maybe you're just not excited when you wake up in the morning and you kind of just want to keep hitting snooze and not face your day. Whatever it is, it sucks, and I totally get it. And so, today I want to talk to you about 4 steps that can help you start to transform and shift your energy so that you can wake up excited, so that you can revel in your work and in your life again and start being like a nice person to hang around, because we know when you're unhappy and miserable at work, it kind of makes you pretty grumpy. So so the first step that I want to acknowledge, and this is probably the one that most of us struggle with, is just allowing yourself to feel what's wrong. So often when we feel negative emotions, we want to hide from them or hide them. So we want to sweep them under the rug, pretend like everything's okay, or we decide to have lots of ice cream, lots of drinks, shop it away, drug it away, or work it away. Yeah. So many times when we don't want to face what's really bothering us, we have our own vices. And some people, it's just to go into overdrive and work even harder, or it's to finish the bottom of the Nutella jar or Netflix. I'm giving you a lot of my own tactics. So the first thing I want you to do is to acknowledge your feelings and to be with them. I talk about feelings like they're like children, and if you ignore them, they're just going to get louder. So we want to almost befriend our negative emotions and be like, oh, okay. And notice them, like, oh, sadness is visiting, or frustration is here, or anger is here. Like, go to all those wild places. That's okay. Because the more that you acknowledge your feelings, allow them to be, the faster they pass through you. So that's the first thing we want to do. And that's a hard balance to strike, because the worry is that, well, what if I stay there forever? And I totally understand that. But if you really allow yourself to be with the emotion, it will reveal probably some very interesting stuff to you. So, how do you be with your emotions in a constructive way so that they can speak to you and reveal some juicy wisdom? One way you could do it is by journaling. So, I know that whenever I'm reaching out to my squad for help, like I have a coach, I have a spiritual mentor, I have best friends, I have a therapist, I have an acupuncturist, I have body healers. I mean, I have a network of resources to really help me shift. And so, but what I notice is that as soon as I start to write to one of these people to help explain where I'm at, I instantly start to feel better. And that's because actually writing down how we're feeling and what's happening helps us acknowledge our feelings and helps us start to process them. So and it helps it get out of your head where everything just gets magnified and gets so much worse. So just allow yourself to journal for 3 minutes and free write whatever's going on without trying to edit yourself. And do that, or do that for longer, maybe do it every night. And what I also would invite you to do, so that step one is to acknowledge your feelings. Step two is to acknowledge what's going well and what is going right. So in one hand, we can see what's wrong, what's unjust, what doesn't feel fair, what feels boring as hell. And then in the other hand, we can also look at a situation as in like, what's the grace in this? What is the beauty in today or in this moment or in my child's eyes or in the huge flower that's blooming in your window, noticing the beauty, the kindness, the humor. So just trying to hold both and hold the space for both. And each day, I would encourage you to create a gratitude practice. I've probably talked about it in a number of the Work Happier segments, but gratitude really is the gateway. I call it the gateway emotion to your stepping into an upward spiral of positivity. So Barbara Fredrickson, who's one of the leading researchers on positive emotion, talks about how positive emotions, when we start to feel them, we get set on this upward trajectory, which you can kind of think of it as like a broadening and a building and an expanding of your resources and of your vision and of your life. So positive emotions help us see more. They literally change how you see. And so the reason why I want you, when you're ready, when you're kind of feeling, all right, I've sat in this misery and blahdom enough. I think I'm ready to start to notice and give it a try to step out of this grumpiness. I'm going to start to go into my gratitude. I'm going to really look for what's right. The beauty of that is what it will start to do is shift how you see. And when we're in a rut, the problem is that all we're seeing, we're in tunnel vision because our brain is, despite receiving over 40 million bits of information per second, it can only process about 40 bits of information. So, sorry, it's 11 million bits and then 40 bits. I hope I have that stat right. But basically, millions of things are stimulating your nerve endings, and your brain can only process 40. And what is it that your brain attends to? What's the reality that your brain tells you you're existing in? What influences which data points it pays attention to? Well, one big influencer is your emotions. So if you're in a negative mood, your reality will most likely be filtered through that lens. And when we experience negative emotions, we know this from research and eye tracking studies, our vision, if we were to look at a screen, tends to focus on one particular area of a screen. But when we're in a positive mood, our vision will circle the circumference of a screen and then scatter within. So our vision actually changes. How we see our reality changes when we experience more positive emotions. So to help you get out of your rut, before you quit your job and climb a mountain or go volunteer or start your singing career or whatever it is, I want you to work on managing your mind and your emotions, because that's what's going to enable you to see more clearly and to see what's available for you. So step one is notice what's wrong, feel what's wrong. Step two is notice what's right. And step three is going to be figure out what it is you really want. When you're in that positive space, you're going to be able, it's easier for you to access clarity on what it is you really want. Now, I've talked to you guys about this in other segments, but to help you figure out what you want, and if you're in a career rut, this is what usually causes the rut. You are focusing and obsessing about figuring out what to do next. And while that is a valid question, that's the wrong question that you should be focusing on. The question you want to be focusing on, if you're feeling stuck, miserable, bored, blah, whatever, is not what do I want to do next? It's how do I want to be? How do I want to be? How do I want to feel? What's the experience that I want to cultivate? What are the conditions that enable me to be my most alive self? Those are the questions we want to be focusing on, because you can achieve amazing things and still feel like crap at the end of the day. So getting clear on what you want to achieve doesn't guarantee that you're going to feel and be happy or fulfilled or feel like you're doing something of service. So to help you figure out what it is you really want, hey guys. Thanks, Chris. I'm glad you're enjoying. So to help you figure out what you really want, you should do my vision generator. So the vision generator, if you go to visiongenerator.com, it's a fill in the blank exercise, and it really helps you think about all the different aspects of your work and also of your life, because you are one human being and both of those matter. And it starts to help you examine how is it that I want to be and give you language for that. Once you know that stuff, then you can say, aha, I want to be creative, or I want to feel like I have a seat at the table, or I want to feel a sense of freedom, or I want to feel a sense of mutual respect and inspiration from my coworkers. Whatever that special cocktail is for you, it's important for you to get clear on that. And then what I want you to do, step 4, is I want you to start being that. And I want you to start giving that to the world. So if you want more up, you want to feel appreciated, I want you to start appreciating others. If you want to experience more mutual respect, I want you to give that to others, right? If you want to experience more creativity, see where you can start being creative now, or enable or support others in being more creative. And so what happens is what you'll start to notice is that in your vision, there's aspects of your vision that you're living now. And the more you start to notice that you're making choices that align with your vision, and you will start to feel more positive. And so that's how you get into this upward spiral. It's like you're giving yourself the feedback, yeah, I'm kind of doing this. And then that makes you want to do it even more. And then you feel good and you're like, yeah, I'm really doing this. And so that's how I talk to my clients. That's where confidence actually develops. You become confident organically, not because you decide you're going to be confident or you act confident or whatever, or you pretend. Real confidence comes from witnessing yourself, taking action, and making choices that get you moving towards your vision. So, with that, I hope that helps you guys. If you're in a rut, the good news is it's only temporary and it can change so quickly. So if you feel like this is really great info, but you're like, I can't do this alone, or you're not quite sure how to go at it alone, that's what I'm here for. So if you want to set up a chat with me, you can do that at, Sean, what is my link to set up a chat with me? Hey, Vivian. Hey, Kathleen. Meet with Stella. Meetwithstella.com if you guys want to chat and explore getting some support and working through this together, or you just want to talk one-on-one. I offer these free strategy calls to explore for a fit or just to help send you off in the right direction. So there's a few spots available each month, so feel free. I'd love to chat. And what else do I have going on? So if you're not on my newsletter already, get on it because that's where I share all the webinars that I'm doing and access to all the free things that are available that I'm doing. And I'm going to be doing a webinar for Biz Library on August 6th, next week, where I'm going to be talking about how to fall in love with your job. And then I just did a webinar for Happify where we talked about if you're non-confrontational, how to speak up for yourself and still be kind and respectful and brave. So those links are going to be in my weekly newsletter. And that's it. So if you like this video, give me a like, a little love, share it with someone who could use it. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.